We're out here, King Street, Toronto, and I got a question for you. Are you a 10? Do you know 10s? Because the truth is, you know that 10s get whatever the fuck they want. Imagine how your life would be if you were a 10. Well, to become a 10 on 10 guy, what are you missing, bro? What are you missing? Wisdom, integrity, strength, perseverance, the ability to solve problems. Key pillars that would just change everything. But for whatever reason, you don't have those key pillars. Because why? You didn't have the experiences so you can develop those pillars. Well, my recent program called Get Your 10 Live, I dive deep in helping every guy find out what those key pillars are and then helping discover exactly what he's gonna need to develop them. All right? So you're not a loser driving down the street, you're like, rah, 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 rah. Okay? So if you had those experiences, how would it change your life? How would you become that 10 on 10 person? What would it look like in your life? What are the things that would just fall in line? What are the results that would just come your way? What about the partner that you would be dreaming about? How would they just appear? And how would you be the right person to meet them? Because maybe you've met a 10 on 10 person, but you weren't a 10 yourself, and then you missed that opportunity. So we're gonna dive deep, dissect that, and understand what's happening there. I did my live event called Get Your 10. It was coming to every city around the world. So what I want you to do is click the link down below and check out the available dates that are there. Now right now we're gonna crack into a live program where I break it down in extreme detail. So stay tuned. It's going to be an eye-opener, and I want you to work along with us to discover your individual truth. The question is, how do you become a 10 on 10 guy? Because obviously if you were a 10 on 10 guy, you are a 10, then you would get what you want because 10s get what they want. So how do you do that? Why do you do that? Where does that even come from? My experience with that is I felt like life was robbing me for a lot of my life. I mentioned before, I told you the stories of growing up and all the girls that I liked and I couldn't get them and they hated me or they were my friends but didn't find me attractive, or the girls that I loved would be into drugs and alcohol and I tried to save them and don't save her, she don't want to be saved, right? All that stuff. And I talk about those stories and I'm like, and you hear me and I'm like, man, I felt like life had more for me. I felt like I was a smart guy, a little bit smart. I felt like I tried to be better. Maybe for yourself, you feel like you try to be better, you feel like you're here making an effort, you're showing up for an event. That's a good start. Most people aren't even here. There's guys that showed up for signed up for the event that didn't even come. Okay, but you're here, you signed up, you're making a difference in your life, you care about improvement. Whereas people, you could be, it's Saturday right now, you could be out drinking, but you decided to come to a self-development event. Jeez, that's so different. You're actually willing to invest. I think there's a guy here came from Scarborough. Dear Lord. Yeah, Scarborough. That's rough. You know what I mean? It's an hour out, depending on where you live, maybe an hour and a half out from where you live. So you're at least investing. You're different than the rest. You're attempting to be better. You could have just said, if you wanted a woman, you could have just been like 90% of people that are at clubs and said, let me just get her drunk. But you didn't do that. You're deciding to be here and work on your personality in the long, hard road, develop charm, charisma, and emotional intelligence. So good on you for that, okay? Yeah. See, you're at least doing that part. So you deserve better. Automatically because you're even making the effort to move forward, you deserve better. You're trying to take the high route, okay? And anybody who takes the high route automatically deserves the best. I always say this to my students all the time, like, you guys are here, I have respect for you. I will never make fun of my students because they're always trying to improve. That's why they're here. I truly believe that together, right here, we're all doing God's work. Now, I say this because it sounds like it's very high of me, but I feel like we're doing God's work because where else would have I went to get this man stuff solved, this human stuff solved? Where would I have learned to be better? Where would I have learned to challenge myself? Where would I have learned what proper work ethic looks like? Where would I have learned that I don't have to conform to social standards? Where would I have learned to found my inner fire in my belly? Where would I have learned to be grounded and centered, to have a king position or energy? Where would I have learned to express myself in public speaking? Where would I have learned that? Where would I have learned to communicate? Where would I have learned emotional intelligence? Right? All that stuff. Nowhere. School of Life didn't teach me that. School didn't teach me that. But we're doing it together. So that's truly God's work, I believe. Okay? Now you see Mark here, right? Mark's here. He has a female friend with him. Why the fuck would he still be here? He doesn't have to be here right now, right? Huh? I don't know that guy. I don't remember before my life. No, yeah, I know. No, but think about why would he be here? He doesn't have to be here. It's for a higher reason. It's for a higher purpose. So we're all trying to be our higher self. Okay? That's what it comes down to. We're all aiming to be the higher version of ourselves, a better version of ourselves, reach our highest self potential. So I think what's happening here is you have an idea of what it could be like. Maybe you don't feel like it's a real dream. Maybe you can kind of sense it. Sometimes when you see a cool movie, you can imagine yourself being in it. You have a cool dream, you can imagine yourself being in it. You see a rap video, that could be you. You watch a, what's that guy's name, Gary Vaynerchuk video. He's all pumped up. You're like, man, I'm sometimes motivated like that, like 2% of the day. If I could just replicate and be more motivated, like I could be that guy. I could be that person. And so I had delusions of that. I was like, I could do better. I feel like I could be that person. Why is it not happening? And you might be going through this, and you're trying to like break it down. You try to quantify it. What am I missing? What am I missing? Is it where I was born? Was I born in the wrong country? Is it my accent? Is it my skin color? Is it my potential? Why can't I get it together? Why can't I get this solved? And you ever this is something interesting too. You ever look around in life and sometimes you feel like other people have areas of their life so together you don't know how they do it? I've been having this thought lately this week, having this thought. It seems like nobody else is it seems like everybody but me sometimes is having like an existential crisis. You ever walk around and feel that way, like everybody but you has figured this life thing out? It's such a strange thing to feel, man. I see you guys smiling, so it means I'm not the only one. Great. But sometimes I walk around, I'm like, man, that guy's got his girlfriend thing figured out. Everybody's got it figured out. This guy got that money, that financial stability. This guy's 40 years old. He's already ready for retirement. He's got it figured out. This guy's got that car. He's got it figured out. She's got this job. She's traveled to Ibiza. How does she go to Ibiza? I've never been to Ibiza. She must got it figured out. It seems like everybody around you has got this life thing figured out. And it's so, I'm going to use the word lonely at times, because it would be embarrassing to go to them and say, hey, I don't got this life thing figured out completely. I need a little help. It'd be so lonely to do that. I was reading something on the internet recently. It was on Instagram. This girl, she posted on Instagram that one of her good friends committed suicide. She had been his friend for 25 years. She had not seen him in the last 7 months, and then he committed suicide. And she was like, how did this guy that I've known that seems so happy commit suicide? And the summary of her post was that he felt alone. She's like, how could he feel so alone? Because it's a surprise, right? Somebody you care about decides to end their life. You had no idea they felt so lonely. You had no idea that they felt like they couldn't figure life out, that they needed just a hand to help them up and pull them out of it. Think back to who's actors and celebrities, okay? Think back to Robin Williams, the great comedian. Robin Williams did Patch Adams and all these amazing movies, making everybody laugh, still felt alone in his personal dragons, his personal demons. Think about the guy Chester from Linkin Park, right? Great singer. Who loves Linkin Park? I love Linkin Park, man. They had some great music. And this guy was impacting millions around the world. Stadiums. Personally felt alone in some way. Think about Amy Winehouse. She's so talented. Was she 22 years old? I watched a documentary on her. 22, 23 years old. So talented. Alexander McQueen. Then there's the person that you don't know, the person that is missing, that you never even met, and that person also feels alone, right? Or they feel like they haven't figured this life thing out. There was one more person I was thinking about that was a big shock. Yeah, Mac Miller, who we used to talk about a lot in RSD. Mac Miller dating Ariana Grande. That's for me, that's like making it. I'm like, yeah, Ariana Grande. Okay? She was all feminine, all soft, and tiny and petite. I'm like, yeah, Ariana Grande. He's got music, got millions of dollars, doing collabs with Mariah Carey. needs more drugs, drug overdose, right? It's crazy. And no one's there to help us out. So to get back to your question of how do you become a 10 on 10 guy, I went through that process of feeling like I was the only one that didn't figure it out. And I went on a journey to try to figure out what were the areas I was missing. And I discovered that there was a few areas that I was missing. I felt like I was lacking in. One of the areas was, it's gonna sound kind of funny, it's like wisdom and discernment. Yeah. It's a very not popular topic. Very not popular. Like, when's the last time you heard somebody go, wisdom? We have teeth that we name out of it, and we throw them away. Wisdom. It's not popular because there's no wisdom rap song. You know, it's not like 2 Chainz, wisdom. Oh, what was that guy, Little Dicky? He made a song about, the rapper Little Dicky. He made a song about, oh, we're gonna save that money. Hey, we're gonna save that money. He had a rap song about like saving money and like investing it and like not blowing it, you know? And I thought that was really cool. I thought it was an amazing social experiment. I was like, yo, amazing. He made a song about saving money, but it's not popular to have wisdom. So I felt I didn't have it because I didn't grow up around a dad. I didn't have these guys in my life teaching me it. And I learned that wisdom doesn't come from people in your same age gap. I learned it came from people that were much older, people that had lived an experience. And then because they lived an experience, now they look back at their life and wish things were different, or they're happy with the things they did, you know? I have an aunt right now who has cancer, and I sat down with her 3 days ago in the hospital, and she's telling me about all the things that she wished she did. You know, she wished she did this, she wished she did that. And it's really great to see the things that she's happy about and things that she wasn't happy about. One of the things she told me was, live your life the way you want to, despite like if it gets you financial benefit all the time, right? So even one of the reasons I do a seminar is because I want to share. So that's wisdom. So you got to hang out with old people to get wisdom. It's an area I was missing. What's another area I was missing? I was listening boundaries and standards. I didn't have any boundaries and standards. By the way, you guys should be writing this down. Like wisdom, boundaries and standards. Write these down. Boundaries and standards. I didn't have that at all. I would constantly be dealing with people in my life, either at work or females, and I would always have people push against me. I didn't know what boundaries were. So I have a boss that would give me too much work, and I wouldn't say to them, this is too much work. I would just take more work on. I'd have a female that I was interested in, I would, like date number 3, I'd take her out to dinner, and she still wouldn't let me hold her hand at the minimum, you know? And I was expected to put on more song and dance to show personality more and more and more, while she sits there as a judge of me. I had people that were friends in my life that would constantly borrow things from me and never return them, and constantly tease me that they're gonna take their friendship away. Okay, these are boundaries and standards. I had to learn how to say no. I had to learn how to go to a restaurant, and when the waiter wanted a tip and the service was bad, how to not give them the tip. Does that make sense? Like you go there and they're looking at you and you're like, I'm sorry, no, that's the amount. Okay? I had to learn all that. One time I went into a taxi with Max back in the day, and we were in Las Vegas, and there was a taxi driver who pulled up to the club. It was like $10, and I gave it was like $13. Sorry, $13, and I gave the guy $15, and he looks at me. He goes, "That's it?" Taxi driver, "That's it?" I go, "Yeah, it's $2 tip." He goes, "The gas to get here costs more than $2. I cannot wipe my ass with these $2. I looked at him and I said, "You know what, sir? I was actually probably going to tip you more if you were nicer, but now I just want my change back. Thank you very much. Have a good day." Right? Those kind of things, boundaries and standards. I didn't know how to have those and express those. I had to learn how to meet those with love. There's areas like, you talk about self-love. Why should you love yourself? That's another area, self-love, okay? Why should you love yourself? What are the good things that you have about yourself that you bring to the table? What are things about yourself that are qualities you even recognize? If you were to call some of your best friends right now, if you call 2 of your friends, if you took out your phone and text them, and you're like, "Hey man, I'm doing a little self-development thing. What are 2 cool things about me that you appreciate about me? Why are you my friend?" One guy might be like, "Hey man, you're incredibly funny." You might sit there and read that and go, "Ugh, I don't think I'm funny." what? You might not even let the compliment hit you. You could be funny. Okay? You could be funny. You could be charming. But you don't love yourself enough to let that compliment hit. That's self-love. All that self-love. There's many areas. Many areas. As a guy, I also felt like I didn't know how to communicate with men. I know it's crazy, right? Like, think about this. I'm in RSD now, and I feel like I don't know how to communicate with men. I probably did this because I felt like I didn't know how to communicate with guys. I could not go to a bar before, see a bunch of guys watching sports. Raptors, go, we the North. I couldn't see a bunch of guys watching sports and relate to them. I couldn't do it. So I'd be like, oh yeah, the sports thing. And they'd go, and I'm like, is this cool? Should I say this? Sports, go team. Like, I didn't know what to say. I still don't know what to say completely. And I didn't feel comfortable being around other guys. So I had to get comfortable with the idea of being around dudes. I had to join fraternities. I had to join social groups. I had to get out of my shell and do this. Because otherwise I didn't know how to relate to just male energy. I found it intimidating. I thought it was always gonna be a conflict. I didn't understand like the bromance that happens between guys. I had to learn all that. What are some other qualities that you think might make you a 10?
Compassion.
Compassion, in what way?
Something as simple as you walk on the street, you see a homeless person, whatever little change you can give, maybe if you have a loaf of bread in your bag or something, give that. The other thing that you said, that every time you go out and meet people, it has to be about you bringing value to them.
Yeah.
Getting something.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk about the also like that, the idea of giving value to others, not about you getting. Some of the most best people that I love to hang out with right now are complete value givers. So we just came from a European tour. Me, myself, Alejandro, Jesse, we came from a European tour, okay? We did Prague, Budapest, we did London, Barcelona, we did some cities in Europe, okay? And some of the guys we were hanging out with were old assistants of mine. These guys don't get paid to come and hang out with us and take pictures. They just love to do it. They love to like take pictures for the fun of it, to improve our dating profiles. They love it. I also have friends of mine that are millionaires that have huge companies that love to just come hang out. There's a guy that owns a hotel chain company. We won't mention it, but has 500 Airbnbs and hotels. He just likes to come and hang out. Another friend of mine who I've been hanging out recently, you guys know Simple Pickup? Yeah, so Jesse if you want to see Jesse from Simple Pickup on my Instagram stories, he just hits me up and like asks me questions and I tell him stories and he helps me with my business. You know? We're all like giving to each other. And sometimes we cash it out, like we're like, hey man, I need some help with something, but sometimes we don't. Some of the guys that I know that are the coolest guys ever just love to give. But here's the wisdom part. They give only to those who are worthy and they're also on a win-win. Because you might have a friend that you give money to, never pays you back. You might have a buddy you're always going out of the way to do chores for, help out with stuff, give rides to, never comes through and gives you a ride. So you gotta be careful who you're giving value to. You have to give value to those who also give value back to you. You gotta be watching them, okay? I call this watch the movement. Say that, watch the movement. 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 Awesome, okay? This is something that I learned. It was very hard for me to learn. I teach this to all of my assistants. Watching the movement is, you don't listen to what people are saying, the lip service of like, yeah, I'll be there for you, I'll help you out. I really care about you. I like you a lot. We're gonna be together a long time. You look at what the actions are saying. It's like the old expression, actions speak louder than words. So let's put it in a dating context. Dating context, what would that be? No clue?
Well, if the girl comes again, like to your meetup time, if she like flakes all the time?
No, close but no. The flaking would be like too late. It's too late then. Oh yes.
The women who just want to take all the money, everything you can give, and there's nothing there. So they love you to pay for everything. They love the gifts and the flowers and the diamonds and the gold whatever.
You know, you say that very personally as if that's happened to you. You're very angry about it. I'm just kidding.
I'm old, but I'm a high school teacher, so I heard all the stories.
Got it.
All the sobbing stories from girls and guys and everything.
Got it. Okay. Is that your mom, by the way? You're like I've heard it before. Okay. Very cool. Okay. So yeah, that would be one of them. Like you're constantly getting, the person's always taking. So In a male-female context, the guy that would be taken for the woman would be a guy who's always like, come when I want, leave when I want, make me food, maybe clean the house, take care of me, don't ask me questions, call when I tell you to. That could be taking from a guy energy. From a woman's energy, taking from a guy could be like, yeah, take me out, give me compliments all the time. I'm not going to make your life easier or help you. I'm not going to support you in your goal, okay? But the person says, I care about you. I care about you. They say it. They're verbally saying it. We got to watch the movie. We got to watch the actual behaviors, okay? In the business context, it would be an employee who's always busy but not completing work. I'm busy. I'm working on the project. It's coming. It's coming. It's almost there. We've had meetings about it. We've had meetings. It's coming soon. We're working very hard on it. We're almost there. These things take time. It's in development. This is every deadline, okay? You gotta watch the actual movement. So I have to learn that as a dude, to watch the movement in my social life, also watch the movement in my relationships, okay? Watching that's important. A romance in a lot of ways is the give and take. Both people investing, 50-50, win-win. Okay. So all these things I'm going to go over in a lot of detail in the Get Your 10 Live event we're going to have this weekend, which is all about becoming a 10 on 10 dude. What are the qualities, not even just a dude, as a person really, what are the qualities that you need to develop? Let me ask you, what are you looking for? I mean, you might have an idea what you're looking for, but do you even know how to find it? That's the first question. So you might say, everybody says this, I want a partner, I want to find somebody who's intelligent, fun, charming, shout another one out. Sexy. Okay, so you want all these things. You flew the hair flip, of course you did. Yeah. So you want all these things. Okay, how are you going to find it? How are you going to find intelligent? How are you going to find charming, witty? How are you going to find sexy? Let's start with funny for a second. What's funny? I don't know, dude, because funny, there's a lot of funnies out there. There's like Chris Rock funny, Sarah Silverman funny, Jimmy Kimmel funny, you know, Dane Cook, who I hate. I find Dane Cook not funny. There's probably some comedian out there that you find not funny, but somehow they have a Netflix special. You're like, how does this guy have a Netflix special?
Amy Schumer.
Who?
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer? You don't find her funny?
She's dirty. She's all right.
She's all right. Yeah, some guy probably over here has like an Amy Schumer tattoo he's like covering right now, right? It's like we all different things we find funny. And then we're trying to find a funny partner. Well, let's be specific about funny. Is that funny going to be somebody who has a dirty sense of humor? Is funny going to be somebody who makes jokes in every casual situation? Well, how are we going to find a person that's funny? How are we going to walk up to a random person and see if they're funny? What are our funny screening questions? What are we going to talk about with them? Maybe we need to ask them, who's your favorite stand-up comedian? And then they go, I hate stand-up. And you're like, oh, automatically, it's not the partner for me. Maybe you need to have a conversation about that stuff. How are you going to find sexy? There's lots of sexy. There's sexy like, I have a push-up bra, but don't look at me. We call that Toronto. Good night, everybody. All right. There's sexy like I like women, but not you. There's sexy like I'm thinking about what I can say that's PC. That's what I'm going to. There's all kinds of sexy. Well, how are you going to find the sexy? What kind of sexy do you want? Do you want open relationship sexy? Do you want likes girls but not really into girls, but sometimes? Do you want sexy like what kind of sexy do you want? What kind of maybe you need to be very clear on that. You need to go through and ask yourself these questions. What do you want? Be very clear on it, and decide how you're going to find it. Okay, how are you going to find that version of sexy? We decide this stuff. Okay, so it's not just enough to say, all right, what are the qualities that I need to make me a 10 on 10 person? What are the qualities that I need? Cool. What do I need to work on? Cool. Maybe there's like 6 or 7 of them, 6 or 7 areas. We went over 2 or 3 right now. Then you say, all right, so what are the experiences I need to have in life to develop these qualities? Got it? Got it? It's not just sit down at home and think about boundaries. wisdom, discernment, alpha. Not just sit home and think about it. It's like, what are the experiences I need to go out and have? Maybe you need to go to a meditation retreat. Maybe you need to go and do some ice baths, right? Maybe you need to go and learn martial arts. At the event we're going to have this weekend, there's a lot of drills about that. I'm going to give you drills to deal with confrontation. You're going to have people yelling at you in your face, putting a lot of social pressure on you in a controlled environment. You got to deal with it. You're going to have people compliment you, see how you react if you flinch to the validation, and also insult you and see how you react if you flinch to the validation, if you want to like try to make peace with them, or if you were just comfortable in your own skin. We're going to teach you how to center yourself emotionally, center your breathing, your headspace. It's about building sexual tension, and sexual tension is built by keeping that faucet open, not retreating back into ourself from being nervous, not fluctuating when we're there, okay? And just keeping that clear, calm, relaxed, peaceful energy. As I said to you guys before, it should feel as if you're in a sauna with somebody and you're sitting next to them in the sauna and it's relaxed and you're chilled and you're just enjoying the warm air and you don't have to speak every moment. You're just enjoying that silence. You don't feel pressured to say something in that moment. In fact, if you were to say something in the sauna, they'd probably go, shh, because you're ruining the beauty of the silence that's there. We came from Finland, we came from Budapest. We talked a little bit at the sauna, but you don't want to talk a lot. The idea is, and you're listening to your heartbeat, you're listening to the silence, and you're enjoying the eye contact and the gazing, the peace there. Okay, there's beauty in the silence, there's sexual tension in the silence. Don't be in a rush to fill it with jokes or humor or emotion. So, we're gonna do a little drill. I'm gonna give you guys a challenge. I'm gonna ask for you to come up and you to come up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do two minutes of eye contact. As you do this, you're gonna feel the shaking, you're gonna feel the nervous, okay? Whenever that happens, take a moment, just breathe in for 2 beats, hold it for 2 beats, breathe out. Whenever that happens, you feel yourself getting nervous. It can happen in one of a few ways. You can feel yourself retreating to the back of your mind. So it's like, imagine you're here and you're gonna feel this. Like you're not even here, like I'm out of this room, I'm not here, you're like, and retreat back. Or another one that can happen is if you're trying to like be defensive, you might like just try to like power him and like staring competition with him. Just like, oh, this fucker's gonna get stared down. I'm not losing today. He's not gonna see my weakness. He's not gonna see shit. And you're just trying to stare him down like that. And that's not real either, because that's being over aggressive. The idea is you're trying to meet each other right here in the middle. Just meet in the middle, okay? Relax and stay in the middle, all right? So, as we begin, I'm gonna walk you guys through as we begin, I'm gonna walk you guys through a deep breath. We'll do the deep breaths a few times, and then we'll start the clock, okay? And I'm gonna narrate it for you. Hold it, 2, 3, and breathe out. 2, 3, good. One more time, breathe in, 2, 3, hold it, 2, 3, breathe out, 2, 3. Okay, lean up a little bit. There we go. All right, so just relaxed eye contact, look at each other. It might feel a little awkward, and that's okay. Allow the other guy to see you with all of your flaws. You do not have to be perfect, and they don't have to be perfect. If you have crust in your eye, that is fine. If your heart is beating fast, that's fine. Nobody's judging you. Remember to stay loose physically. Breathe in deep if you're getting tight, and then breathe out. Good. Remember to stay vulnerable Surrender to the awkwardness of the moment. It's awkward, but that's okay. Good. The other person might be a little bit anxious, but you're relaxing them by finding your center. Good, I like the breathing. Amazing. Did that feel like 2 minutes? That was fast, right?
Yeah.
Okay, stand up, give a good vulnerable hug. We teach you how to project and just share with people when you want to, okay? You gotta have experiences to do this, not just think about it. It's gotta be experience-based. Maybe an action plan of figuring out what your purpose and your path is and your goals are, and then who you're gonna meet and where you're gonna go to do it, okay? So we're gonna cover all of that. So after you've done that part, that's the first step. Second step is figuring out what kind of partner you want, kind of woman you wanna meet, okay? Or if you're a woman, what kind of man you wanna meet. Or if you're a woman, kind of woman you want to meet. Figuring all that out, figuring out who that partner is, how you're going to screen for them, how you're going to find them, where you're going to find them. Do you even know where to find them? Do you know? They're not in Toronto. Maybe they're somewhere else. Are they in your church? I don't know. After you have those two things together, what's the third part? Illuminati. What's the third part? What's the third part? Okay, I say it again. First part, figuring out what you bring to the table, who you are, your path, your purpose, the experiences you need to become a 10 on 10 person. Second part, figuring out who that person is you're looking for, what they're like, screening questions to find them, where are you going to find them? It's the third part.
What kind of life?
What? Putting it together. That's what this was signaling. Putting it together, okay? Does it even make sense for you and that person to be together? Does it make sense at all? Does it fit? Are your goals aligned? Do you want the same things? Because if you want to study in med school and she wants to be a painter, you're going to have very different ideas about how you should spend your free time. Not your time to get it, but your free time. Okay? If you're like, I got to crunch and study, and she's like, I want to go walk in the woods for a week. Like you're going to have a very different idea of how you spend your free time together. You're going to have different goals. Maybe you don't want to have kids. Maybe she does. It'll be great now, but then 10 years down the road, divorce, that actually happens to people. Maybe your ideas about prenups are different than her ideas about prenups. Maybe your idea is sexy is different than her idea is sexy. We had a student once that came to us and said, what do you want? And he mapped it out. It was perfect. Remember that, Jesse? He said, I want a girl who's adventurous and fun and wild. Down to do anything spontaneous on the moment. But I also wanted to be able to stay home and play video games and never go out. He said, wow, that is impossible. Those qualities are polar opposites. They're like yin and yang. They don't exist in the same person. They don't. You're looking for a person that doesn't exist. And not only that, but maybe he's not the person for her, right? If she wants to go out and be adventurous and fun and passionate and spontaneous, and he's like, I want to play video games. She's not going to be with him, right? So maybe there's a possibility that what you're looking for and who you are, it's not a match. We got to work this all through. We got to work this through in detail. Okay, we got to constantly get closer to this. We have to walk through this process and figure it out for ourselves. What is it going to take? I'm curious. What are some areas in your life you feel like developing as a 10 on 10 person? Some areas that you're lacking. It could be financial, could be communication, could be health, could be, what do you think?
Communication.
Communication, the main one. Who feels like communication is a big one? Yeah? Oh wow, great. What's off about your communication?
Sharing your personality.
Sorry, who said that? Okay, there you go. What do you mean by that? Sharing your personality?
I don't know, like what you like, what you don't like. I don't know, like just being yourself is kind of like a complicated thing.
That's huge. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Being yourself is complicated, you say, because you have to share what you like, what you don't like. Which raises the question, what do I like? What do I even like? How do you figure out what you like?
Experiences.
Experiences. And sometimes we don't get the experiences we want. Like, if you want to figure out what you, I say this in a funny way. I say dating is like going to a gelato store or like Baskin Robbins. And there's like 31 flavors. And if you're new at this, you're going to go out and you're going to try some flavors you don't like. You're going to go home with the stripper. And you think it's great. You're like, stripper, I love this flavor. I could eat stripper all day. And then stripper slashes your tires. And you're like, oh, I feel sick. I ate too much stripper. stripper was crazy. Stripper slashed your tires. Stripper went through your cell phone. You're like, oh, no more stripper flavor for me. This is not good. Okay, I think that I'm gonna only eat like church girl flavor. So you go over to like church girl flavor, and you're like, church girl, yay! And she's like, everything is wonderful. You're like, I know, it's great. You know, maybe you love church girl and everything's fine. And then you try to like hold church girl's hand on the second date. She's like, nope. And you're like, oh, well, whatever, it's fine. And third date, nope, no holding hand. And you're like, oh my goodness, this is not gonna work, okay? You find out a little more intimacy than that. Okay, maybe you find out you don't even like gelato. That's the thing that happens too. Maybe you find out you like any flavors and you just want to eat cake all day. I don't know. Maybe you find out you don't like girls. Maybe you become comfortable with that, right? Whatever your journey is, you gotta have experiences though to figure out what you like and what you don't like. So you gotta get out there and have those experiences. Dating is gonna be like that. So you're gonna figure out what you like, what you don't like, and then you can say, well, I've had a lot of experience with what I like. Had a lot of experiences that I don't like. What can I take? What can I leave behind? So for example, for me back in the day, I used to say I want to be in a relationship with a partner who is incredibly sensual. Just like a woman that just walk in the room, and as she's walking, like her hair is flowing, she's got that dress on, it's kind of like that. She just moves with this attitude, kind of like a panther. She walks through the street, you know, it's like, wow, like a jaguar. I wanted that. That was at the top of my list. And then I eventually met somebody who was like that, and then a few people were like that. And then eventually I was like, oh damn, actually this person has a lot of toxic energy when they're not like that, right? You might have sensual, but maybe this girl is really bad at comforting you on a bad day. Maybe she's really bad, and we're all bad at different things, right? None of us are perfect. Maybe she's really has a lot of outbursts, right? Anger outbursts, doesn't know how to deal with anger. All of a sudden, somebody who knows how to deal with anger is now on the top of my list, right? It's moved up. Lately, to be perfectly honest, lately it's been like family values, and it's also been family values, and I've been looking for somebody that would be like wifey material. And it's crazy because the girl that would be in my mind is like, it's gonna sound so weird. In my mind is like 10 for a night and like 10 for life. And those are two very different things. So 10 for a night for me is like, you know, funny, intelligent, sensual, all these cool things that we mentioned before. And then 10 for life, what do you think goes on my 10 for life list? Do you have yours? Do you know what's on that? Do you even know what's on that list? Maybe you haven't given it any thought. Right? 10 for life. Anybody been married before? Just out of curiosity? Okay. I won't embarrass your son. I won't embarrass your son. Okay, he's like, so what happened to that marriage? Like, well, let me tell you, we had a kid and everything went downhill after that. Okay, happily married. Okay, anybody has been married but not happily married? Okay, let me ask you this. Was there a quality that when you got married, you didn't even know that you were looking for, but you appreciate it now? A quality in the relationship that you're like, wow, I didn't even know that was there, but I'm so happy it was.
I guess just a spontaneity about him and I'm very different, he's very different, and we're, you know,
yeah.
We accept each other's space and, you know, space, stuff like that. I'm not sure what you're looking for.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So spontaneity, but maybe it wasn't like that important. Maybe like year one, but like definitely on as the years go on, it becomes more important.
What you get is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
You have to allow people to change as they evolve.
Very true. Very true. I totally agree with that. I was in a relationship once that was a 6-year-long relationship, and at the beginning of the relationship, that person that I was with, we were very, very different. And then as time grew longer, we had to both change, and as we changed the relationship, we couldn't find a happy medium anymore. So what I'm saying to you guys is, you might have your list like 10 for a night, which is like somebody who just like to have fun with, hang out with, maybe go to a movie with, and then you have your 10 for a life, which is somebody who might like have like good anger management skills, or somebody who's like financially responsible. When's the last time you went to a club like that? Damn, baby. You looking financially responsible tonight. You looking good. I like that. I like that. Oh, ooh. Damn, look at her family values. Oh, family values. Like that's never happened before, right? It's never happened because it's the difference in what we're looking for. So we got to get very, very, very clear on that. We got to learn how to figure that out as we go on in life. Again, 10 for a night and 10 for life is very different. So for me, it's something I'm currently working on. And these lists that you have are going to change. And they're built on experiences, as you were saying here. You were saying experiences. You're going to go out in life and have more experiences. The more you have, the more you have, the more you have, the better that you get at it, okay? So as we're doing this, becoming a 10-on-10 dude, we have to work on this together. In a minute, I'm going to show you guys some exercise examples. It's going to be crazy stuff. It's going to allow you to do this, okay? Exercise examples I'm going to show you are something we do in the event. You're going to see some crazy stuff like us in a room in the dark, and like there's like candles on the floor in a circle, and the guys are like, oh, like freaking out. They feel like I'm going to bring out a goat or something like that. You're going to see me yell at a guy and be confrontational and just freak him out, yell at him, and he's like, ah. So this exercise, or this event we're doing, is something that I worked on for a long time. I realized that what we were doing initially in RSD is we're giving you a lot of the skills, the outside skills to meet the girl that you wanted. But even if you gave you the outside skills, you didn't become a better person. So your potential was limited. Does that make sense? Your outputs got better, but your input potential got limited. So what I thought was we had to like even it out. This is the last dating program I'm ever gonna do with RSD. After this, it's no more dating program. You might have noticed that RSD is changing a little bit. You know, you might have noticed this on the internet. Some of our videos are changing, some stuff has happened. What's going on is that we will always do dating advice. We will always do it, but we're also gonna expand and do self-help. So this is the last dating program that I am personally gonna do, and probably the last year of touring doing it, but I'll still do it in some ways. If you want like to see our really, really, really good stuff, don't come to YouTube. It's not gonna be on YouTube. There'll be some private areas where it might be shown, but the really good stuff, the premium content, the raw stuff that we're known for, the hardcore stuff, that's gonna be at our events, our live events. It's gonna be like at the Get Your 10 Live. It's gonna be at the hot seat or at the boot camp. We're still gonna continue to teach this hardcore content, but it's gonna happen on our live events, okay? So if you wanna see that stuff, that's where it's gonna be. So this event, we're gonna teach you how to figure out how to be the 10 on 10 guys you wanna be, the qualities that you're looking for, how to express those qualities. We're gonna do exercise to give you the experience of it. We're gonna figure out how to find the girl that you're looking for to get the one that makes sense for you. We're gonna work through all of that. I don't know if you understand what you just saw, what you just witnessed. In my opinion, you witnessed an understanding of yourself. You witnessed other people talking about challenges they had. You saw them go through it. You saw them work through different social challenges that they were having. And in them, you also happen to see yourself. Let me ask you this question. Now that you understand that you're missing certain qualities, what are you gonna do? What is your game plan? What is your strategy to get you there? Because wasting my time and wasting your own time will be watching this video and doing nothing after the fact. So let's take action. Let's get you closer to it. Let's get you to be the 10 on 10 person that you know that you always could be that's missing. What I want you to do is click the link down below right now. It's always below, right? Click that link. Check it out. There's lots of information on that webpage about how you can improve. And listen, go check out the videos, other free content videos that are there. These are some of the best program videos that we do for our entire life. They're like edited almost like full-on movies, and you're gonna enjoy them. You get a lot of information from them. You're gonna see what it takes to be a 10 on 10 guy. You're gonna also see how to not be like this girl who just talks and talks and doesn't step up her game. you're gonna see how to not be anything like that and screen out girls who think they're hot shit when you're way better, okay? So in all honesty, you're also gonna understand how to use silence to create a sexual vacuum. You're also gonna understand how to deal with generational stories that are holding you back. Stories of yourself in your past, and also stories of your dad, your mom, your brother, your sister, and how their grandparents impacted them, and then how it impacts you, all right? So click the link down below, check it out. As always, with all programs, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. I'm coming to every city only once this year. And when I come, I don't come anymore, all right? It's not the coming that keeps on coming, that's it. It's gone, it's finished. So again, click the link down below, getyour10.com/live. And I look forward to seeing you in one of the cities that we come to in the future. It's gonna be a great event. I look forward to working with you. And thank you very much for watching. Keep in touch, cheers. Your mind is just going crazy. Your mind is going crazy. You don't know what your mind is thinking, and you don't know why it's thinking it. Your mind is in control of you. So we're gonna get in control of your mind today, and we're gonna get in control of the machine that is ruining your life. Bring attention and awareness to your heartbeat right now. How your heartbeat is not fluctuated or changed. It's steady, calm, and in control. And everything you needed was inside of you all along. I just reminded you about what was there. Will you actively look for the woman you want?
Yes.
Will you commit to the path that'll get you closer?
Yes.
And now we're gonna do it through exercises so you can feel what it's like. And you can come back to that feeling anytime you want. Me and him are just talking, blah, 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 blah. Go along. Yeah. No.
Denise, I really want to talk to you. Excuse me.
You're not good enough. You're not good enough for me.
Yeah.
That it wasn't my fault because I didn't know enough.
Niels, it wasn't your fault you didn't know enough.
Okay, now tell me that I did my best.
Niels, whatever happened, you did your best.
Cool. See? You gotta congratulate yourself from the past of your effort that you made, because it's not even your fault, bro. You gave it your best. It wasn't your fault. You just wanted love. You were a good fucking kid. What are some of the negative thoughts you have about yourself? Like you feel like maybe like, do you feel like you're too old, too young, too short?
No, it's not something wrong with me. It's just that I feel like everyone might be judging me that, like, creepy or predatory or like something like that. Like, it's obviously gaming this girl or...
When I'm doing good, I feel like I'm not even there. Like right now, even during this speech, I kind of feel like I'm not here. You get that feeling? Like I'm kind of like, even when I shake your hand, like I'm here, but it's like, I'm not a person, it's like energy. Like I just feel good, I'm like, oh, I feel good. You really know yourself, you really know what you're about. And all the kinds of shit that could happen that they can throw at me, just get slapped to the side, like, gone. I know myself, I know what I'm looking for, I know what I bring to the table, I know what this is about. I'm just sorting through the nonsense. Because the meat of the situation is you're a man and she's a woman. That's the meat of it. At the end of the day, if you're avoiding that, it's not gonna go anywhere. Before you even approach, I wanna see the right things happening with you before you even approach. Because that's what matters. If your pre-approach goes good, your approach is gonna go good. Okay, again, no hesitation. Woo, do it. Woo, what's up? Clap the hands, okay? Again.
Oi, hey, what's up?
Awesome, again.
Yo, what's up?
Hey,
Oh.
good. You don't have a choice. If you run from this any longer, you're gonna keep running. No choice. Today we get it solved. Today we get it fixed. Today we get it handled. Today is the day that we finally start a new journey.
I just wanted to say thank you. And I was thinking, like, you just have this like disarming kind of way about you, where it's like everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, man. You get some tools to get it now. I appreciate it. Keep practicing. Keep exercising it.
And thank you for taking us out. Thank you. Insane.
At all.
Because my father was really like strict and everything, so I needed like someone like you, like a masculine.
Thank you. You did a really good job, man. And I think you have a lot of potential, and you did great, man.
Homie?
Yes.
Thank you, man. Literally just that one thing never opened, like had such a high percentage of opening before.